supporting our athletes, annoying the refs, and living proof that there's no such thing as a stupid question. Unless we're the ones asking it. From game highlights, to hot takes, to totally unqualified opinions. We're bringing the BS Booster Style!
What?
Welcome to episode number 144
Took my paper
of the BEBC
BS
Podcast. Morning, fellas.
Morning.
You stole his paper.
No, it's okay.
No.
Don't be stealing things when the principal's
No.
here.
I don't want to investigate
The
that.
one and only time I ever got sent to the principal office, there was a paddle in there.
Oh, we don't have those anymore.
We are in the principal's office today because joining us this morning is the principal of Allen High School, Ms. Carrie Jackson.
Hello.
Welcome to the table.
Super excited to be here. As I shared with you guys right before we went on, I don't think I've ever been on a podcast with the term BS in the title, so I'm excited. Let's go.
It kind of gives you free reign to say whatever you want.
It gets real interesting at this point. Yes, I like it.
Well,
Any parallels to the board meetings?
she doesn't go to those.
Mom's the word. I go to all of those.
Do you really?
I do. I go to every
Bless
one of them.
your heart.
A lot of good learning there.
As we
part of
said,
having their finger on
BS
the pulse.
Podcast right there.
I'm just trying to play with the theme.
I understand.
Let me roll my pant leg.
Yeah, for real. Exactly. Well, we met you last season during the basketball playoffs.
Yep.
Yep, got introduced.
I remember
Matt
that.
Russell, we finally got him out of here. And
Oh, I love Matt Russell.
We love Matt Russell too,
yeah.
and he will appreciate that.
Yeah, he
because
will.
He loves being picked on. He announced he was retiring, and so there was always the big question of, all right, who's next? And he came down to us and he said, "Hey, the new principal's here. You need to go meet her." And we was like, "Okay."
Let's do it.
And so you were standing at the top of the arena up there, and so we climbed the stairs, which is for us old people, we get up there, and David and I, James, were you there that night or not? I don't know. I know David was.
You mean somebody else was there too? I can't remember.
Maybe Nolan. It was Nolan.
Yeah, it was Nolan. That's right.
And we go to introduce ourselves, and right out of her mouth comes, "I've heard about you guys."
We're in trouble.
I was like, part of the interview process, I guess. I don't know. I was just like, what in the world?
I should have said Robin warned me about y'all. That's what I should have said.
Yeah. And she was standing there. I know she was
yeah.
nervous. She was standing there monitoring what was said. But no, we met you then.
Yeah.
And we talked about it then. We're like, okay, here's what we do. We'd love to have you come on, and it's just a matter of getting things scheduled. So we're glad to have you. So thanks for coming on.
And we often have people say, "Oh yeah, I'd like to come on," and then it's like nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Then it's like,
When it comes time to perform, I like that.
Wade through.
That's all right. That's all
Good
right.
job.
ignore
We're doing t-shirt design.
I like it. It's really good.
Plano
t-shirts.
City champs 20 years in a row.
See,
Little graphic art going on over there. I like
this
it.
is my challenge, is to keep everybody focused.
I hear you.
Oh.
Yeah. Now you got to rein me in too. So there's that.
ADHD.
Yeah,
okay.
Yep. Same.
We appreciate you coming, and we'll get to talking about things related to school and your role as the principal of the largest high school in Texas, and how that's changed your role, your life, and how it's been in the first couple of months here.
Love it.
So we'll get to that once we get through all this football stuff
Let's go.
that goes on. So we got a couple minutes before we call Wick here, so I just want to ask you, you came from just in Northwest,
Did.
and so you're very. Let's just back up for a second. How long have you lived in Texas? Are you born and raised?
All my life, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Born and raised in Leonard, Texas. So
Leonard.
there we go.
Right up
Wow.
here.
Right up here.
Yeah.
That's right. People
Leonard.
know Leonard over here. I love that.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
great.
Yep.
Yeah.
Leonard.
Leonard, Texas. So I say that brief stint the first 3 years in Blue Ridge Desert. That's where we lived initially, but Mom and Dad moved us to Leonard pretty quick, and all of my high school years in Leonard. So
Awesome.
All my years in Leonard.
Okay.
So,
College?
Yeah. Austin College for a couple years, played a little basketball there,
Nice.
and then transferred over to what was then East Texas State University.
Right. Commerce.
Still got my diploma signed by Jerry D. Morris. But they offered, when they changed their name the first time, they offered to give me a diploma with the new name on it. I'm like, no, I want my original. What you talking
That's
about?
right. That's the college I went to.
Yeah,
You don't want to be an Aggie.
exactly. I'm not trying to do that. What are you talking about? If I want to be an Aggie, I at least want the right to whoop. So let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so where was your first job?
First job was Lone Oak, Texas,
Okay.
Lone Oak Middle School.
Yep.
So, in fact, I was sharing with the house principals the other day because we were just kind of going around the table talking about our first teaching job. My first teaching job was at Lone Oak Middle School. I was a middle school basketball coach. Of course, if you're a middle school anything coach, you're a middle school everything coach.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's that.
Yeah.
But first period was 7th and 8th grade girls basketball. Second period was a class of 56 graders, PE, 6th grade PE. Boy, I tell you what, you would talk about star in your crown or some kind of war patch or something like that. It's whoo.
So middle school was 6, 7, 8 then?
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 6th grade PE, and then I went to 6th grade English, and then I had 8th grade English, and then I had another round of 8th grade English, another round of 6th grade English, and I think I finished the day out in athletics again. So, I mean, you talk
Sounds
about...
like it's almost like working for a startup company. You got to do everything.
You do. In the small schools, you do.
Yeah.
You do everything. So, yeah, Lone Oak.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And so when did you move into admin?
So I moved into admin shortly after a little bit of time over in Houston. So my husband was moved to Houston. He was transferred for his job, and so I followed him down there mid-year. And I ended up working at A-Leaf Learning Center, an alternative school. So I was a teacher there, had a couple principals that were just profound influences on my career. When I came back up to the Metroplex, got a job at Irving Crockett Middle School.
Okay.
And I told my principal at that time, John Rose, I was like, I think I want to be a principal someday. Well, he's all over that. He's one of those principals. It's just like he's going to make sure you get put into that spot.
Nice.
And so, sure enough, I taught 3 years at Crockett, and then I got hired as an AP or vice principal is what they called it at Crockett Middle School. So that was my first administrative job 30 years ago, I guess. But
You don't have to age yourself. You can
I
just
know. I'm aged.
A few years
let me
ago,
tell you.
yeah.
Yeah. Experienced,
Right.
right? Yeah. So that was my first admin job. My first high school admin job was Nimitz High School. 3 of the
Irving
best
Nimitz.
years. Irving Nimitz.
Wow.
3 of the best years of my career. Absolutely loved being at Nimitz High School.
Wow.
And then after that, went over to Keller and started as campus principal. So
And here you are.
here I am.
So look, I'm just going to ask. You can always not answer a question. That's okay. if it's something, but like when the Allen job came open, was that something that like you were like,
was like,
or
ooh,
did
that'd
they
be
come
cool.
to you, or did you apply? How that worked?
There's a little of both.
Yeah.
I don't think Carter would mind me sharing this. Brian Carter and I worked together
Okay.
at Northwest,
Okay.
and so he was the Allen CFO at that time.
Right.
So he had sent me a text and said, "Hey, this thing's open. I don't know very many people who could manage that beast, but I think you're one of them." That's kind of the deal. And that's pretty much how
That's
he
a
worded
nice
it.
endorsement.
Yeah, it was. And so I was like, huh. And I didn't realize Matt was retiring. I have often told Matt, you did Allen ISD and Northwest ISD the biggest solid by announcing your retirement early. Because that gave Allen ISD time to look for somebody to come in behind you and do a really thorough search. And then when they hired me, it gave Northwest ISD time to find somebody. So good on him. He did a real solid to everybody on that.
Yeah.
But Allen, I'd had my eye on Allen for a while. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
Yes.
I don't even know why. How does that phrase exist? I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
To be honest,
To be honest, I'm gonna be honest.
Well, it's like kids these days. I literally thought I was going to die. Literally? Really?
Yeah, exactly. Yes. No, just facetiously pretend like I'm. Yeah, exactly. These phrases that we use as fillers. It's really fascinating. But anyway. I had my eye on Alan for a while. I knew Matt. I knew Jill. Matt and Jill I knew for a long time through our Principals Association. So they were friends of mine. They are friends of mine. I knew Jay Gaskill over here at McKinney North. Paula Kent over at, now she's at McKinney High. So I had a lot of friends over here in the area. This is the homeland. When I grew up, we'll go back to the Leonard days.
Yeah.
In high school, my friends and I would load up in the car and on a Saturday night and come down to Allen Bowl.
Really?
Wow.
Really?
Wow.
That is awesome.
So they had Country Bowl on Saturday night. It was $6, and you pay $6 and bowl all you want for the rest of the night, and they're just pumping in country music.
Yeah.
We
Wow.
loved it.
Yeah.
So
They have the black light and all the flashing lights.
yes,
And
the whole 9 yards.
They still have the same lights,
Had that
yeah.
cigarette smell. You know.
Oh, yeah.
Ropers instead of bowling shoes?
Yeah, it was awesome. So Alan's been in the universe for me for a long, long time. I remember, I remember a bus rolling up to Leonard High School at some point and playing us because Alan was way smaller.
There you go.
It's right here.
And
It's
in
right
the
here.
record book, I
Yeah.
love that. All right, I'm gonna let you look that up while I carry on here.
1975.
No kidding.
Yep.
I was 3 at that time. So.
I can look at
Good one.
Hey, she did, the BS is really rolling out.
Darn right. So, but I do remember watching Alan wrestling. So shout out Jerry
yeah.
Best, right?
Yeah.
So the one and only state championship that the UIL team state championship in the history of Northwest High School was a state girls team state championship that I got to be present to witness. I still have my ring. But Jessica Fresh led that really special team to a state championship. But across the way, so you got 5A on one side. We were 5A at that time. 6A's were working on the other side of the Berry Center, right? And the whole time I'm watching my wrestlers over here on the 5A side, but I'm watching Jerry Best's wrestlers over there on the 6A side, and they're just dominating.
Yeah.
So that was one thing. Thing two was we have J.D. Walker at Allen High School, who is the student section guru, right? Student leadership guru. In a lot of ways, I was that over at Northwest. Now, I say that. We had Mary Wittenberg, who was the big student council leader and just the guru of the whole state and student council. So I'm not claiming that.
Right.
But in terms of reviving our student section after COVID, it had to be me. I had to do that. And so I was looking up exemplars of great, because that's kind of what I do. I'm a learner, and I go look for exemplars. And here's Allen High School.
That's a big word.
Yeah. It's, sorry,
watch
you got the
your syllable
academic.
count. Remember your audience.
Sorry. Examples of goodness.
Much better.
I did not have.
What was that?
We play buzzword bingo, and I'm going to have to add that.
There you
Good
go,
one.
exemplars.
Yeah.
Put it in air quotes or whatever. But Allen High School student section was one that came to my attention. I started following them on Instagram and on Twitter and that kind of thing. And so just following what they did. So when this opportunity did come up, I'm like, oh, those are my people.
Yeah.
So
Well, and for Alan, the big difference in the consistency, I think, of our student section
yeah.
has been the Marine Corps JROTC.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Because it used to be what Stevie Mayberry used to have to try and get the kids to run the flags.
Yep.
And now it's just a much more consistent experience.
Yep. It's huge.
Indentured servitude or whatever you want to call the JROTC. I think it's great, and I'm glad to have a Marine Corps
Am
group
too.
there.
That's something I missed at Northwest as well. We didn't have an
really?
ROTC.
Yeah.
We attempted an application pre-COVID, and then we started it back up post-COVID, but just never quite came together. But having an ROTC is a big deal.
Well, for the longest
All right,
time,
hold that
Alan
thought.
did-
We got to call Wig. We'll pick this back
let's
up
go.
after.
Yeah.
Our gatekeeper over there.
I
It's
hear you.
good. I like a time.
No, I'm thinking about it too. Biden time.
Paul's not stable. See if he answers. You answer.
Oh, he'll answer.
You say.
Hello.
Good morning, Coach Wig. How you doing?
Good morning. Got you corralled, huh?
Yes, sir.
I warned you, and she is all about this. So.
Hey, I got to tell you, Coach Wig, you say that they only ask dumb questions. They've not asked me a dumb question yet. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, they haven't gotten started yet. Give them time.
We told her the name of this podcast, and she was all about that because she said she could do the BS real well. So she's doing it. Well, congratulations! Another victory last night. Pretty convincing again. I didn't say it to these guys this morning, but I was thinking it. It's just like, for the most part, and I know it's been different, but it's just been like the same game, different uniforms all year long. It's the same results, I should say.
Same result, yeah. And yes, I think so. The thing that's been, neat about it is the end has been the same, but you've gotten there a lot of different ways. And that I think is cool. You some games you get there with complete and utter domination in the special team game, making big dynamic plays, putting points on the board. Sometimes you're getting there with creating a lot of turnovers and getting stuff, in the end zone on the defense side of the ball. And, sometimes it's just an overall team effort. And been really neat to see, the phases continue to come together and improve along the way. But ultimately, what it's about is just, how you get there. And it really, say convincing fashion, and it has been, but that doesn't matter to anyone either, right? It's just all that matters is, are you smiling a lot after the game or not? So there's been a lot of smiling, been a lot of good things in all three phases, and they've done what they needed to do and what they should have done. So proud of them. Yeah,
it's been fun, and I know, like you said, everybody's walking away with smiles, and that's a good feeling around here. It's nice to win, but it's also nice to see a lot of different people. Well, when we talked to Coach Hill about this yesterday, and he said it's one of the reasons he loves coaching is it's a different group every year. You have some returning starters, but then you have new guys show up. You've got freshmen playing, you got some sophomores playing that you didn't know last year, at least most fans, and it's been good to see those people jump in the mix and contribute each week. And what's it's neat for you guys to get to see that, and for all the fans that come to the game to get to see that, and then of course we get to see how they got to that point, and how much work they put into it, and the sacrifices they make, and the things they do from January 1st until game nights to get to put the product on the field. So it's so neat to see the growth and development of the young men, both as athletes and as men. It's Plano West came in. Congrats to Plano West on I'm just going to say at this point, a 5-win season, because for that program, that was huge. Yeah,
I agree. And I think they're doing a good job. I still, after having playing them, I think they have a legitimate shot, to get in the playoffs. I think they're doing some good stuff. Really, both sides of the ball. Congrats to them, and tip your hat to them, and hope they can finish it off and find a way to sneak in.
That's very interesting, because we talk about that a lot at breakfast and stuff off podcast is how the bottom half of this district is going to fall out. It's really competitive. These last 3 weeks are going to determine a heck of a lot as far as who makes the playoffs.
It is, and you sit there, and I think it's cool not to lose sight of that. You can sit there and say, well, you feel pretty confident Allen and Prosper are in, and that's going to be a really exciting game for people that love the game of football. But you have 4 to 5 other schools that for some of those kids, it's going to be the first time they've ever got to experience the playoffs. And it's just going to come down the wire. Really exciting for those communities, for the schools, for the kids in the program and coaches. It's going to be a lot of jockeying going on.
Yeah, certainly. And it's going to, like you say, it's fun for that. The other thing I was proud of last night, you're not familiar with this because I don't think you've been to many Plano West football games lately.
This is true.
But their crowd was probably double or triple what you usually see.
Yeah.
That too.
Wow.
Yeah, and for a visiting team, for them to come travel. Not that it's that far, but for over the years, their attendance has been
Yeah, like 50 people.
yeah. So it was good to see.
And they were on fall break too.
Yeah.
Which that even speaks more highly of it because everyone's gone and wow, yeah, that's cool.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, it was again. We know it's never easy. But it seemed again. It's the same song, 8th verse this year. It's like your team is just they're dominant on defense. We were a little disappointed that there were no special teams or defensive touchdowns last night, though.
After that Princeton game, that was like
taking the night off.
Yeah,
What's going on?
Yeah, I know. Incredibly disappointed with the effort on those two phases.
You need to get with Hargis and
Well, some of them are doing their bus training right now, but when they get out, we have a little extra coach conditioning set up for them.
We figured that after last night.
Yeah, that's good. It's good.
Yep.
I'm glad you have that on the agenda for today.
Coach conditioning.
Yes.
I like that.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right.
Okay, and I know you haven't looked at Prosper, but this game has probably been circled all year by the fans for sure, and probably in the back of your mind. You don't have to admit it. We're okay, because we know you do. But it's in this district as it stands right now, this is the game that really determines a lot. Especially with go ahead.
Well, go ahead.
I was just going to say, especially with the at least this year, the opportunity that Prosper may go D1.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, very much. Of course, you're not worried about playoff seeding or any of that stuff in a game. You're just going out there in this type game, and I'm excited about the week, excited about the game. Again, not having studied and paid attention to the intricacies of Prosper, but you just, again, looking from the outside, you got to say, all right, for 4 years you've seen, all right, Prosper, I'm saying Prosper is a really, really good program. They do great things schematically, both sides of the ball, have very, very talented players, knew they had everyone coming back. This was a team that was going to be better than last year even, and they were really good last year. And then to see them open the year beating Westlake and just seeing the dominant fashion they're doing everything, you're just excited. You're like, okay, great. This is why you do what you do, and from the competitive standpoint, right? And it's going to be a great week, a great football game, and it's going to be good for a lot of different reasons. For us, which you already mentioned, we haven't been in a game late in the second half, and that's not good for us going into this game. It's just not. They've had their 2 non-district games worked out differently than ours did. So you've got to think that prepared them a little bit differently for the second half. But again, that's exciting because we know that we're going to be in one. We know it's going to be a 4-quarter game. We know it's going to have some ups and downs. We know it's certainly not going to be sitting there on a Saturday morning saying, boy, that was easy. We know all of that going in, which is, again, how the program is designed. We're constantly trying to build in adversity for moments like this, right? You don't just go and lift weights and just go out and run. You're constantly trying to throw hurdles in the way and create adversity for moments like this week. So just really excited about the game and to see how everyone plays.
Yeah, Coach, that's one of the challenges when you've got a schedule up to this point that really hasn't kind of pushed you to your limits and act as a barometer. This game certainly is going to be a barometer. How do you see the kids, I guess, taking it more seriously or as seriously, as the previous games?
They're I don't know how to say this other than say it, but we every second, again, I'll just go back to boot camp in January, but every second, we're talking about, we're coaching, we're explaining what it means to be. It's about us. This is not about who's on the other sideline, who's on the other field. It's about us, and we really, we believe that. We believe that. We know that we don't get out of. I know how we get out of boot camp is we have to meet a certain expectation, a certain number of mistakes, and we don't get that unless we're focused on the little things. If we're focused on the end in mind, then we're going to slip up here, and boot camp lasts 2 or 3, 4 months, as opposed to 40 days or whatever it normally is, and that's kind of how the season is we're focused schematically on who we're playing, but we're not focused on who we're playing. We're focused on what we believe it takes to be the best team in the state of Texas. So we have certain things that we're going into a game saying we have to be great at this. So when you really get down to it, what's going to be different is they know that the challenge to do those things is going to be at a much higher level, right? So how do they respond to that? They're going to respond to it the exact same way. They're just going to have to stay in tune. They're going to have to stay engaged. They're going to have to stay in the fight longer than they've had to, because it's going to, the outcome won't be determined as soon.
Coach, they've, since 7-on-7, I think this defense has come a long way. They're dialed in each and every game. They support each other, between plays and on and off the field. This is unlike a defense that we've seen in many years, I think, here. I really feel good about the way they're going to play next week. I think they're all going to come together.
Yeah, I do too. We certainly feel good. It's a group that practices incredibly hard. Again, they do. They really play together. They understand their roles and they execute their roles. We also are not naive to know that the challenge is going to be different, right? This is a good football team, and when I'm saying good, I'm saying if not they're certainly in the discussion. I don't care who you talk to at any part of the state, they would say this is one of the best football teams in the state of Texas, and you couldn't list 10 at any level combined better than them, right? And it's not that they're great. They're solely great at this side of the ball. They are a really good football team. Offensively speaking, they're gonna be a team that can do both. They're very, very, very balanced. They're very gonna be proficient in the passing game, with a phenomenal quarterback and really good receivers and an offensive line that's known by every college program in the nation. And so it's going to be again, just a great opportunity for the guys to continue to battle and continue to prove that they are one of the better defenses out there.
Yeah, I think from talking to the kids, because we talk to the kids every week, and a lot of, and I don't know exactly how they are meaning it, but we hear the word "I'm bored" a lot, and because they want to play, and they want to be engaged, and they don't get to play the amount they want to play, and they don't feel challenged, and I think they're looking forward to this. I really do. I think the kids are really going to step up.
Well, there's no question, and again, I know you guys do, but what we put them through, and again, like you say, it's hard to put this into words, but we're putting them through this, and they're going through this with the expectation of getting to play games for 4 full quarters every week.
Yeah.
Right. And they don't go into it for the expectation and the hope that, hey, I'm going to get 5 good series and 18 plays and be done. They prepare themselves, for getting 80 plays against the best competition in the world, and that's what they want. It's as in anyone, if you're a competitor, and this is not being disrespectful to the teams that we've played, but we've just gotten up on them early, right? And you don't. Again, boring is probably the right word. You want to know going into the middle of the fourth quarter that I still have to be great. This snap is the one, whatever point in the game you're at, this snap is the one that's going to define the outcome of this game, and getting to play on that edge is why you play sports.
Well, and you said it last year too, because we don't complain, but we talk about the 1-point victories, and we're like, oh, and you're like, man, I love that. That was great. I'm like, dude, you're killing us, but you have a good time with it. As a coaching staff, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but even the kids. I mean, everyone. I mean, it just everyone. Again, other than I think cheerleaders probably get to do more cheers and flips and stunts and all that stuff when there's a lot more touchdowns and fans standing up and doing a lot more yelling and cheering. But man, yeah, I mean, what are you going to do? I know you guys are sitting up there and because who you are, but if you're watching Texas and they're playing, let me just say Angelo State, where I went, they're playing them and they're up 56-0 at half, then you're going to go mow the yard the second half, right? Right? So
Exactly.
you're bored too.
So you're saying it's okay if we leave at halftime, right?
No. You can't, but if you were watching it on TV, you probably would.
We're not band parents.
Oh my gosh.
Man.
All right. Enough of that. We're looking forward to next week. We know you'll have the kids prepared, and you're right. It'll be the game of the week in the state, and it'll be fun. It always is playing those guys.
Yeah, and you got to know that they kind of, I would think that they've talked about this game probably daily since last year. So going to be a great game.
Yep. Okay, you went 3-2 last week, and I wasn't around, but picking OU over Texas, I might have hung up on you, but
Turns out he was the amazing Kreskin.
Yeah, so I'm glad that one bit you in the butt. So,
yeah.
But
yeah.
Blah 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 blah.
BS. I try to pick logically, and that logic backfired.
Yeah. Well, just so you know, all of us picked Oregon to win too, and they didn't. So
but how about them Red Raiders? Come on.
Yeah.
You went 3-2. You and Hargis and Chris are all tied 3 games behind me. So I'm kind of like leading the pack and watching y'all from
Did
a
you hear
distance.
that tooting his horn?
Yeah, I am. All right, these are and I sent these to Hargis and Chris, and they both came back with these are actually very hard this week because it's really competitive games. So here we go.
Okay.
He doesn't like to know what they are beforehand, so he's doing this blind. We'll let you pick if you want.
Okay.
All right, LSU goes to Vandy.
LSU.
Well, that was quick.
It's a no-brainer.
Yeah. I mean, I do, and I think that the Vanderbilt story is really cool. I think the quarterback that's been playing for 25 years is cool and all that, but I think LSU is going to win that game.
Yeah, this is one of those games that, like, Vandy pulls an upset every year, and you wonder if this is the week, especially being at home.
Yes, but it's also one of those deals that you're pulling an upset when nobody knows who you are, and now all of a sudden you're not being overlooked anymore.
That's true. That is true. Utah at BYU. Battle of the
Yeah, that's going to be a good game and a meaningful game, a very meaningful game.
Yep.
I haven't watched BYU, but I think that Utah quarterback is pretty dynamic, so I'm going to think that he's going to find a way to lead them to victory.
All right.
There you go.
A very old, esteemed rivalry, USC at Notre Dame.
Man, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a tough one. That is a tough one. I feel really bad about this because I feel like the USC is probably more talented, but I'm going to go with Notre Dame just because it makes me think of my dad again, which is what he always saying. He used to always say when I'm the head coach at Notre Dame.
Yeah,
so,
go with your heart. I love it.
That would be a good game to see at South Bend for sure.
Yes, it would for sure.
All right, the battle of probably the 2 teams that hate each other most in the Southeastern Conference, Tennessee and Alabama.
Another big game.
Where are they playing?
They're playing in Tuscaloosa.
At Alabama. Yep. and you've got to think probably eliminates one of them from discussion of the playoffs.
Yep.
But wow, don't feel good about this either. But we're going with my Tennessee Orange.
Little Rocky Top.
My daughter, she'll be cheering them on. So
okay,
got to find a way for Tennessee to win it.
All right.
Always pick family first.
Yeah. And this is another really tough one because it's really two good teams. Ole Miss is at Georgia.
Yeah, I'll go Georgia.
Oh, that was quick.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, as always, we appreciate your time. We want to congratulate you on your 200th victory last night.
Yeah, good job. Way to go, Coach.
Big deal.
Yeah, so I know you're chasing Randy Allen's record, so keep up it.
Yeah. Well, again, I thank you guys and the kids. They look so forward to seeing y'all. And you talk about what good football games are. I just appreciate you guys for what you are. You mean to this game and what you mean to those kids in this community. So thank y'all. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you soon.
All right, buddy.
Coach.
Take care.
Appreciate
Thanks, Coach.
Okay. All right. Goodbye.
Right.
Bye.
There he goes, Coach Wig. That's what we get every week from him.
He's the best of the best.
Yeah.
That guy is just a leader
He's
through
building
and through.
something special.
And we didn't bring you here for that. Give us the dirt.
Oh man, I got no dirt on that one. I tell you what. Here's what impressed me about Coach Wig from the get go. One, he's just super friendly, supportive, puts himself out there. You can tell, you know who is the leader in that program, and I love studying leaders, and he's a great one. When I went to the Huddles and Heels event, I noticed that one of the activities that his coaching staff did was they asked all of the coaches' wives, the coaches, stand up and quote the creed, and just the commitment to the team's creed. I love that, and how it finishes out with "We will win." Yep. And I think that "We will win" is bigger than the wins on the field. In fact, I know it is, knowing him, having gotten to know him over just this brief period of time. He means we will win in a broader sense than just the wins on the field.
We'll be better than we were yesterday.
Yes.
Better than last week, etc.
Yes.
The Men of Connection thing that he put together, that we're all a part of, just having mentors or just people outside of your parents that these kids can talk to. That we had a deal up at Lowry
before the season.
Just before the season started. And I think it's when he had us come up there, and he said, "Okay, what is your job?"
Yeah.
And we all sat at different tables, and he said, "If you kids are interested in what this person does, go talk to him."
Yeah.
And then they just rotate, and so it was good to be able to talk to kids that had an interest in whatever your profession was.
Yeah.
Because it gives them someone to talk to.
Yeah.
Hey, help me here. What kids? So just stuff like that, like you say, we will win, and it is bigger than football, and we know that, and that's part of what we try to do is we just try to be someone these kids can talk to that they know that and then we can talk about whatever with them.
Supportive.
Just support them and encourage them, and just. Here we are. We're here every week.
Yeah.
What do you need?
Yeah.
And it's fun.
It's a big deal.
It. So, all right, let's get your picks real quick. We'll do a guest pick here.
All right. So
LSU or Vandy?
I'm going LSU.
All right.
Yeah. It
safe
just
bet.
the same thing. Yeah, it is a safe path ish. Vandy.
Ish.
I mean, Vandy's done some cool things, but it's kind of like he said. When you're on everybody's radar, it's different. They can game plan for you.
Exactly.
Where are they playing?
Vandy.
They're at
Okay.
Vandy,
Okay.
but
I
still.
always list the visiting
That's
team
a
first.
little bit smaller stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know that they tuition kids from Belmont to go play in the Vanderbilt band?
Oh, do they really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Didn't know
That
that.
is
They'll
interesting.
pay. It's like $7,000 a year. You get paid for every game that you play in.
Wow.
And you can practice with them because they're just like a couple miles apart.
That's so cool. I didn't know that. Very
Utah at BYU.
Still going Utah as well. BYU has some kids that one of them, as a matter of fact, came out of Northwest, Noah Lugo. But they've got some kiddos that are capable of doing some special stuff, so it wouldn't surprise me. But I still got Utah on that one.
Okay.
6-0.
Yeah.
USC and Notre Dame.
And again, as he said, that's one of those, it's just like Texas OU. You don't know who's going to win coming into that one. It doesn't matter what they're ranked, what they've been doing. It doesn't matter. Anybody can win that game. Let's go Notre Dame. I like their coach.
All right. Tennessee, Alabama.
You're in Tuscaloosa. I think you got to go Alabama on that one. Yeah.
I'm glad to see you did something different from him because now if you beat him, you can.
I get the bragging rights. That's right. Darn right.
And Ole Miss in Georgia.
It's hard to pick against the dogs at home.
All
Yeah, I'm afraid you got to do that.
Kirby Smart will lie again, saying he didn't call timeout when he did last.
Yeah, and I do like to go for an underdog, but
Yeah. You at some point Georgia is going to fall off a little bit, but we'll see when that happens.
Yeah. We'll wait and see.
Yep, exactly. Oh, well, cool. We will let you know how you do. Well, you'll know how you do.
That's right.
And if you beat Coach Wigg, we'll certainly post it.
Oh, for sure. Yes, sir.
Talk about it.
Retweet.
Retweet. Yeah, that's it.
Maybe retweet with comment.
Retweet and amplify. Yeah.
That's right.
It's myself and Coach Hargis and Coach Wigington. And have you met Chris Cumnock with the Wipeout
Yes.
Kids Cancer?
Uh-huh,
He's the other picker.
Yep.
And so we've done this for, I think this is year 3. Yeah. So the loser we always told Hargis he had to wear a dress at the golf tournament, but he didn't do it.
He's not doing it, is he? No. Yeah.
Well, let's get
Not
into
a team player.
Let's get into the game for a little bit, and then we'll come back and circle back with you, because we certainly want to talk what's going on at the high school and how you're doing. And you seem to be doing fine, so that's good. But you never know what's going on the inside. So.
We were worried.
We're going to be very vulnerable with you guys in this.
We haven't seen you in a couple of weeks. You know? In fact, I texted Robin last night and said, "Where are you?" I said, "I haven't seen you in months." You know, and she said, I'm going to circle up with you soon. And I'm like, yeah. Anyhow.
Silence.
Allen beats Plano West 56-7.
Unfortunately.
Which
We
is,
let them score.
No,
So annoying.
it was annoying.
Yeah.
And if you saw Coach Hargis, you know it was really annoying.
Yeah, he was very annoying.
Did you see that?
I didn't see it. I wish I had.
But he was
Gosh.
feeling some way. I got
got
a
on
little bit
tape,
on
right?
film. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We
Oh, it
filmed
was-
it. I
it was
told him
great.
the game. I was like, I hope you don't yell at your wife like that.
Why do you fix that dinner like
He was
that?
not happy. We talked to him in the locker room after the game, and he said it was a teachable moment the day before in practice, and so it was kind of like something that just happened again, and that's why he was so upset. It was because
We just went over.
you have children, you know.
Oh, yeah.
You tell them something, and it doesn't happen, and you're like, we had this conversation.
One
Yes.
ear and out the other.
Yeah.
Yep.
You show them how to get the trash ready.
And again,
You know they got to take out the trash,
Yep.
and then they either don't do it or.
Yep.
Yeah. So it was one of those
I get
moments.
that.
Plano West punted 7 times last night.
Exactly.
If you think about that, you know, it's just like
7 times, 7 punts, 1 turnover on down, 1 touchdown, and 1 they went into the halftime with like 3 plays. So
it was.
that's a whole lot of nothing.
Again, I feel this way. I feel it's the same game every week up to this point, just a different team we're playing. Like Coach said, it's happening in different ways, but you get to the end of it,
Yeah.
and you just feel like it's been.
Well, but when you're holding them to 13 yards passing,
Yeah.
I mean, that's bad.
Yeah. It's really bad.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Yes,
Good
They
for
have to
Allen.
throw the
Good
ball
for us.
somewhere other than the turf to
Well,
get
yeah,
yards.
They
Yeah.
had a tough time.
Or throwing it away.
So where did
Yeah.
you watch the game? Were you on the field all night?
Yeah, I was. Typically, what I do is I kind of rotate between standing in front of the student section, kind of come around where Kim and Jeffy are standing. Then I go
Yeah.
down by the band. Then
Yeah.
I'm at the 50 for the halftime. So I just kind of work the sideline there.
So-
Yeah.
so you-
Well, be sure and give us a wave
All right,
sometime
will
when
do.
you're
We'll
passing
whistle
by the
it.
band
Do.
side.
Yeah,
Give
when
y'all
you're-
the Taylor Swift heart.
There you go. There you go. Somebody was. Well, Plano West starts the game and they run 5 plays and they lose 5 yards. And so we started tracking this a couple games ago because our kind of thing is no more than 100 yards offense given up.
Yeah.
And so we're going, okay, great. They went -5.
Yeah.
You know, so they're already in the negative, and so it's just like great.
And right around halftime, I think David and I were, or no, it was me and Cody. We were bantering back and forth. I said it's like under 50. Cody said no, under 24, 25, whatever.
They were guessing how many yards Plano West
And
had.
they had
at
what?
halftime. 7.
7
Yeah.
yards at halftime.
It's just incredible that this happens week after week after week. You know, it's amazing, and that's why I think next week will be a very good test to see. Because you know, if you look at the Dallas Morning News stats, Prosper is the leading offense in the area at over 500 yards a game.
Right.
And so you're like, okay. And then you look at the flip side, and you look at the defense, and who's leading the defense in the area? It's
Allen.
Allen. And so you got strength on strength there.
Yeah.
and what's
Something's
gonna
got to
happen.
give.
It's gonna be fun.
It's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun.
Allen gets the ball. They go 45 yards.
Josiah Johnson scores on a 26-yard touchdown pass. That was a beautiful route. He beat the kid off the line. JD hits him in stride.
Yep.
It's 7-0. 3 minutes into the game, and I told my wife. My wife didn't go to the game last night, and I said, "I'll start texting you." I said, "Just be prepared for all the dings, because once it starts, it doesn't stop." A 3-and-out for Plano West after that. Imagine that. And this is the only time
One and only.
Allen offense kind of struggled. They get penalized 10 yards for holding, which starts things off, and they rush 3 times.
When that was that rush, we've started out the games, it seems like at least the last 2 or 3 weeks, trying to get the A gap, B gap, the interior runs going with our, it wasn't working.
No, what? Yeah, Jeremiah gets sacked.
So what are you trying to say?
3rd down.
We need to be better than we were last week. That's
Yes.
all I'm trying to say.
And it ended up, as the game progressed, the running game did pick up. And yes,
Oh, yeah.
to start off. So we, Luca Nava, Ethan Nava, whatever he's going by these days, his name keeps changing. I don't know what he was Ethan last year. He's Luca this year.
He punted now.
We'll see what he is next week. He punts. He hasn't had much practice this year, so this wasn't his best punt, only 29 yards. But a couple times earlier he'd been good. That one.
Probably pretty confident that defense was going to hold their offense. So
Yeah. Well, considering that we onside kicked after the first touchdown, yeah.
That's great. They keep doing the different types of kicks and testing that because they have the defense to stop these people. So.
Well, and like Coach said, he's putting them in situations that they might need
That's
later
right,
on.
yeah.
They might need an onside kick.
Right.
Yep.
We talked this morning at breakfast about we'd love to see our field goal kickers try 45, 50-yard field goals because you
test them.
might just need that somewhere down the line.
Yeah.
So you just never. Well, it's like last year when they ran Ethan out there for a 55-yarder, and it was in the 4th quarter, or right before halftime.
Yeah.
And he thought he was done for the game.
Yeah.
Runs out there, and
Oh,
then he probably kicks a school record field goal.
Well, we saw that in the 2014 game against DeSoto at Cowboy Stadium. Yeah, Kyler had to get off. They had to have presence of mind, switch, get the field goal team on there. You got like 10 seconds to get them on, get them set.
Yeah.
That's a lot of pressure.
The next series, Plano West gets their only first down in the first half. They go 8 plays, 18 yards, and they try 4th down and passes incomplete. That's the one he threw into the turf.
Yeah.
Give your guy a chance, but I was like, it's hard to catch when it's bouncing to you. Allen goes 6 plays, 65 yards, scored on a JD 1-yard run on the.
Just left everybody
Yeah.
Yep.
wonder what happened.
Yeah.
When 2 or 3 guys go after the halfback,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
pulling the ball then. And
Well, because
just
they
kinda
wanted to
strolled
stop
in.
them so bad, and they've gotten used to that interior run,
Yep.
and for the first 2 or 3 series.
Plano West goes 5 plays, minus 4 yards. They punt.
Wash, rinse, repeat.
Yeah,
Wash,
exactly. I've always wondered, shampoo companies make so much money by putting that on their bottle.
There you go.
Lather, rinse, repeat.
Yep.
Why can't you make a product that you only got to use once?
Right. Right. Exactly.
I know that was a real sidebar rabbit hole, but
That was a good one.
it's
I like it.
Squirrel.
Yeah.
Why? Why?
Great point.
It's the girl in you.
Yeah, that's why I prefer to be bald. My hair care
Bob
costs.
Ball guy. Yep.
My wife cuts my hair.
Yeah, when's the last time we bought shampoo?
Yeah, it's like I buy one or two bottles a year, so at most. So, balding eagles. There you go.
There you go.
Allen gets the ball, goes 6 plays, 52 yards. Freshman Jaden Davis said, "I'm coming to the end zone. Get out of my way." He met 2 guys at the goal line.
And a freshman, he's big. He's big. He's big.
Touchdown, Allen. Jay Davis with Jeremiah down.
very
big dude.
stout kid. You probably know all these kids, do you?
I don't know them all personally, and I haven't learned all the names, but
Yeah.
I'm starting to learn their numbers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And that's what we tell them too, because
Yeah.
they'll come by tailgate to get Gatorade, and I'm like, okay, remind me who you are, because
Yeah.
you're not wearing a uniform. I don't
Yep.
know. And so,
Yeah.
this Jaden's
He's
a
number
big-
10, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. He's a good-looking kid.
He is. He fits the bill.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Plano West goes -2 yards on their next series. Hate to say that. They punt. Allen goes 8 plays, 51 yards. Lyndon Spriggs goes 7 yards for a touch. 7 yards for 7 yards for.
He's in there. Woo! Yeah.
Right before the half, Plano West obviously goes 5 plays, -3 yards, and Wade calls all his timeouts.
And we should pause and point out that Plano West rolled in with a game plan where they were going to hold on to the football and hope that,
Yeah.
Run
run
the clock,
40 seconds
play the
off
clock.
the clock.
Play keep away, yeah.
Every time and hope that their defense could get a stop. And the second half of that plan did not go according to plan.
No.
They were trying to really hang on to the ball
Yeah.
and keep Allen from having it.
And it just didn't matter, because if you look at all of Allen's drives, I mean, the amount of time that it took.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I could go back and look at my phone, and
Yeah.
when I texted Sherry touchdown, it's like every 7 minutes, you got a touchdown.
Yeah.
And it's just our defense is in the backfield for every single play.
Yep.
And so I think we just put out in the universe, there's a version of this game where they're not trying to do that, where we get way more offensive opportunities and the score
Yeah.
looks
Yeah.
even worse than it did.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I forgot to mention on that last scoring drive, and you've got this highlight.
Yeah.
Ty Snell came in. We love Ty. Talked to the kid last night, and he got a magnet from the Princeton game. But his pass, he completed to Devin Williams, and it was only a 10-yard pass. But I think he got hit 23 times before it went down.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I did.
I was
Oh,
like,
my
He
goodness.
was rolling and bumbling and stumbling
and
and
getting hit, and just I met
Crazy.
Devin yesterday for
Yeah.
the first time, and I was like, well, I just met that kid, but golly, he's talking about FE. He's talking about FE. He's
Going back retro.
That's
For
good.
real.
Ty is in on the next series, and it's just before the half. Wig uses timeouts, and Allen goes 7 plays, 56 yards. Ty had a 23-yard run. And he had two completions to Josiah. The second one, which was so acrobatic, down around the
Oh, yeah.
where Ty was scrambling, and he told Josiah to go, and I didn't think Josiah was going to get away from his guy, but he did, and then he had to jump, and he had to jump, and he had to jump.
Come on. In the end zone.
Really cool.
That was beautiful.
Yep. And then Jaden gets a 5-yard rush.
He got hit. Yes.
The band plays. Come back, and we'll get to that. Allen gets the kickoff. And they go 58 yards in 5 plays, and JD hits Caleb.
Jet
Again.
Smith, and Jet does Jet things.
He is, we coached the 7-on-7 team in the
Yeah.
summer, and we were there last summer at SMU when he got hurt, and it was devastating, to see, because the kid he's so good, and he, you just wanted to come back from a torn ACL.
Yep.
And he did, and he missed all of last year, and it was hard, and you always wonder what's he going to be like. His speed on the oh, look at it.
It's a breakaway.
Yeah, and all the receivers are so fast, but he after the game in the locker room, because I don't know, I forgot to print out the box score. I don't know how many catches he had last night, 3, 4. I was like, dude, you touched the ball like 4 or 5 times and you only scored once. I'm saying you score every time you touched it in the previous game. I'm like, come on, buddy,
Oh my goodness.
get with it. But yeah, he goes 53 or 50,
Beautiful.
and it's 42-0. And again, another punt by Plano West. It's just the same thing. Allen goes 9 plays, 74 yards. JD's back in the game, and he completes a pass to Josiah Johnson, 21-yard touchdown. 21-yard touchdown. 21-yard touchdown. Josiah was our offensive player of the game from last night, so kudos to him for that.
Yeah, and Caleb, 3 receptions for 62 yards, 1 TD.
Yep.
Okay.
Not bad. 20 yards a catch.
Yep.
Yeah.
We, Allen was up 49-0. Plano West punts. Allen gets the ball back. They go 15 plays, a 93-yard drive.
Yeah,
with
pretty
Ty
impressive.
in there, using some clock, and Trayvon Jones, who is in the backfield now, scores. Good for him to get some time. For him to get some time. For him to get some time.
Yeah, there you go.
And Plano West goes 8 plays, 75 yards. They made Coach Hargis mad, and they score. And then Allen downs the ball to end the game. We looked this morning. One of the things that we were talking about the difference between this year's team and last year's team on the offensive side of the ball, and a lot of it is Jet being back.
For sure.
But when you look at the receivers this year, and we were looking at their yards per catch, Carter Harris is averaging 31 yards a catch. And your other 3 receivers, there's actually 4 receivers that are averaging over 13 yards a catch. And so it's not like you're getting 5, 6, 7 yards a time.
Right.
He's hitting these guys, and they're going.
Yeah.
And that makes it.
Well, and when he hits Caleb, we're calling him Yak. The yards after catch, he's just amazing.
So
that's where that speed really helps.
It's been fun to watch the transition of this team, because last year, it was a little more balanced. The run game still isn't where it needs to be. I think we all agree with that. And will it get there before the season's over? Who knows? They've only got a couple games left, but it'd be nice to have that be a little more productive. I mean, they rushed for over 200 last night, which was good to see that happen.
And it just makes me curious as to how the coaches are going to come out and the game plan against Prosper. That's what the anticipation for me. I feel like we're going to do okay, but just okay. Are they going to approach it kind of the same way they have and push and probe and test and see what works, what doesn't?
Didn't you say at breakfast this morning, what have they been holding back that no one has seen yet?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great question.
Well, you always think that they are.
Yeah.
Now, whether they are or not, you don't know.
Yeah.
You should have asked Patterson that yesterday. What haven't you done this year that you're going to do that will
Yeah.
be like? Well, last night there was a little twist in the running game where
Oh, yeah.
the back lines up to the left, and then he
square
circles
dance.
around the quarterback,
Round
and
the
they hand it
outside.
off this
Yeah.
way on the right
I
side.
didn't see that. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
They did that a couple times early, and it was like,
That's
whoa,
cool.
round the outside, round the outside.
Okay.
That's different.
All right.
So,
Do-si-do.
we do
Different
pay
looks.
attention, believe it or not.
I love that.
We're not
We
just
do.
up there goofing
We
off
do.
the whole
Well, you can
the
see
time.
up there from where y'all are at, too.
Yeah, we can.
It's nice. That's
Yeah.
real nice.
Yeah, we like being up there.
It's harder to see it down on the sidelines.
That is true. Allen wins 56-7. When you look at the district, around the district last night, Prosper throttled McKinney, which was to be expected.
Yeah. And Rock Hill, man.
Rock Hill on Thursday night, and probably, I don't know, bless their hearts. Are you familiar with Professor Diggs?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yes.
He's the biggest Plano. He's a Plano East graduate. And he's the biggest. He hasn't missed a Plano East game in forever.
He's not a Plano East graduate.
Oh, he's not.
That's what makes it so interesting. But his daughter is now cheering. One of his daughters. He's got
He's
twins.
been a Plano East fan forever.
He's been a Plano East fan forever.
Okay.
But he famously says, I didn't go there, but I picked
Kinda
up
like
on the
us.
school. I love him.
There you go.
Okay.
Anyhow,
speak
Big
for yourself.
supporter.
he's
Big
having to
athletic
suffer through a
supporter.
really bad season, and it's amazing to watch.
He suffers through it, poor guy.
Yeah. But that game was 0-0 at halftime. Plano East and Rock Hill on Thursday night.
Oh, good heavens.
Yeah.
He's saying I got a chance.
Cody and I were looking at the stats, and I think Plano East had 40 yards at halftime. And, the longest, we looked at the series. Like you could look at the series on the More
Yeah.
News, and it'll say 5 plays, 30 yards.
Yep.
The longest series in the first half was 16 yards by either team. It was just like, oh
That's
my gosh,
rough.
yeah. Rock Hill ends up winning, scoring 22, I think, in the second half to win, which puts them in contention for a playoff spot.
We got almost a four-way race between Princeton, Plano West, and Rock Hill.
It's crazy.
Yeah, 3-2 and 3-3, 3-3, 3-3 in district. So I don't know who's got the tiebreaker between them, but
We'd have to look at that.
it's nice not to have to worry about it.
Yeah,
For sure.
And according to my math, and we looked at Cody and I looked this morning, Allen has clinched a playoff spot.
Yeah.
Because the worst they can end up in district now is 5-3, and the teams that could tie them at 5-3, they've beaten every one of them.
Yeah.
So that was my math. Now I may be wrong, and someone will correct me, and that's fine if you do. If I'm wrong, I can admit being wrong.
We've been corrected before,
Yeah,
and we'll
surely
be corrected
not.
again.
Yeah,
Solution here is just win next week.
yeah.
That's all
You
right.
punch your ticket.
That's it.
And Boyd lost to who did they play last night? Who am I missing? Princeton was off.
Was it Plano?
Plano,
Was
yes,
it?
Plano beat Boyd, and so that playoff.
Plano
garbage behind us is-
re-exerted their defensive dominance.
There, over Boyd, yeah. 1-6 Boyd or 1-7 Boyd.
Hey, it's a win.
When you look around, because you start paying attention this time of year, okay,
Yeah.
who's your potential first round matchup? There was a big game over in 5-6A last night, Coppell and Louisville.
Which threw a little bit of unexpected wrench in the works with Coppell beating Louisville.
They did.
Handily,
Yeah.
actually.
And Louisville still has Geyer on their schedule.
Yeah.
So if they end up tied, it'll be Allen plays Louisville. If Coppell stumbles, which they shouldn't, I've looked at they got 3 cupcakes left on their schedule. They should win out. Hey, call it like I
I'm
see
with
it.
you. I'm with you.
You know,
Roll on, big brother.
It's no offense. It's just it is what it is. You know, you call them facts. I call them cupcakes. It's okay. It's the same thing. So it could be Coppell or Louisville right now. It looks like it'll be Louisville for
Louisville,
the 3rd year in a row, 4th year in a row. It's like unbelievable. But again, next week's game
It's a big one.
it is, and because it could, like we've been talking about, it could mean if Rock Hill gets in and if Princeton gets in, that pushes Prosper to D1.
Yep. You're right.
So next week's game is big as far as the seeding in D1.
Yeah.
It's a
And
possibility.
I'll be curious to see how the student section lines out. 'Cause
Yep.
Yeah, you
We need
to
all their
charter
support.
a couple buses to get some students over
We're thinking
there.
about it. We're thinking about it.
Are you really?
Got to
Good.
look at how much it costs, obviously, and I've got to have staff to put on it
Hang
with
on.
the kids.
Hang on.
But
Yeah, we got-
yeah. Oh,
I didn't bring my wallet. We talked about the things we do. There you go. See? There you go.
Maybe it's
Yeah,
time
yeah,
to
yeah.
buy a charter bus company.
There you go.
Hey, there you
Who do I
go.
know?
yep. If you got connections, we're hoping.
Yeah, understand. No, that'd be great. You know, the more the merrier, and
Yeah.
we're all for that. And I know getting to Prosper on a Friday night is
Not easy.
Oh, it's
Getting out of the parking lot on a Friday night.
You don't unless you leave early.
Bring your extra tailgate stuff, food and drinks.
We always just sit till it clears out because
Yeah.
it's a mess getting out of there. But
Yeah.
that'll be great, and we're looking forward to that. But that'll tell a lot about where this team is going to end up as it comes to the playoffs. Because after that, they've got McKinney Boyd and Plano East.
Yeah.
Poor Professor Diggs. But anyhow. I did not go through this, and we need to do it because this is usually what we do first. I went back and looked while you were talking.
Oh, yeah.
They started playing Leonard in 1962,
Nice.
and they beat Leonard in 62. They
Which
lost
is
to
way
Leonard
before your
in
time.
63.
Way before.
And then it looks like they didn't play Leonard again until, they played him in 66 and lost. 67 and lost. Well, Allen had a rough time with Leonard.
Well, that powerhouse.
I'm telling
I like
you.
it.
Look at that.
Telling you.
And then it ended up coming up until 1970. I told you what, 74.
Yeah.
That must have been, was that 2A? Must have been 2A.
What A? It was
We were 2A
1A.
when I was in school.
Were you? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Okay, so that would have been. That looks like 2A. Allen went to 2A in 1976.
Okay.
So I don't see them playing
Which
Leonard
is when
anywhere.
we built the old stadium.
Maybe it was basketball. Maybe they came up for our holiday tournament.
Yeah,
Maybe that's
could've
when I
been
saw them
good.
roll up.
But they
Yep.
played them in
'74, played them in '75. They beat them in '74, beat them in '75. This looks like the last time they played Leonard. So.
Now, is Leonard they're in Grayson County, right?
No, Fannin.
Fannin.
Okay.
Yeah, the tail end of Fannin.
Gotcha.
It comes down to that point. It's right there.
Okay.
Yep.
So this is episode 144, and the reason we do this, when we first started these podcasts, we would say it's episode 10, and then we call out a player.
Who was our historic number 10 or current number 10?
We got to 99. We're like, well, there aren't 100, so what are we going to do? So we decided to do the games.
Cool.
So the 144th game in the history of Allen Eagle football was 1974 as a 1A school. Game 143 was against Howe. Game 144, wow, this is cool. Royce City, who is now a 6A school.
Yeah.
First year. I guess second year is a 6A
Did we
school.
win or lose? Because we got to exact some revenge at some point.
48-12, an Allen victory. Goes to 4. Oh, that was a district game too. All right, here's your district this year: Royce City, Princeton, Farmersville, Nevada Community, and Leonard.
And Leonard.
Oh,
There you
wow.
go. There you go. I love it.
Let's go.
Wow, that's awesome.
Love it.
So the 144th victory in the history of Allen Eagle football, you got to go
Back up to the 80s.
86 was actually a playoff game. They finished the year at 8-2, 4-2 in district. Went to the playoffs. They played Paris. Can you
Okay.
imagine?
Okay.
Paris.
Please tell me we beat
Where'd they
them.
play?
Well, I don't know where they played.
Yeah, because it was spread out back then.
Yeah.
That's true.
They
It's a long way to
did
go.
a 2026 version of the Allen defense and shut out Paris 21-0.
Yeah.
So they
Go
moved on in the
Eagles.
playoffs.
Go Eagles.
Way to go, guys. Cool.
That's fun.
All right. Let's talk high school stuff. What's going on at the high school? Let's talk your role first.
Okay.
Because I asked, we were talking this morning about what do we want to ask her and how do we want to put it.
Yeah.
So you came from Northwest and you moved to Allen.
True.
How's your life changed as in the role as a principal?
So you talk about my life. First, I moved. I had
Oh
such
gosh,
a.
yeah, we hate.
I had
moving.
this cute little home on a bluff in Roanoke, and I loved it so much.
Allen
and,
ain't Roanoke.
And also, yeah, and also I had that lovely 3% interest rate from back in 2020. And now we got 6.9 or something like that, and then a house in McKinney. But I now live in McKinney, so that was a big move.
Yep.
Riley Jackson, my child, graduated from Northwest High School in 2024. And so I think everybody thought I was going to ride off into the sunset after she graduated. I didn't. I stuck around. I was still there. I'm like, well, let's stick out this construction project, that kind of thing. The big things that I dealt with at Northwest, and Northwest was a 5A high school all the way through 2024, went 6A in 2025, last school year, 24-25 school year.
Yep.
And so that was a big adjustment. But we had 6A numbers really that last 5A year, and so we were doing some pretty cool things performance-wise there, which was nice. But the big things that were hallmarks of the work at Northwest were, one, getting us through COVID, and then two, a massive 3-year renovation that if I tried to speak into words the depth and complexity of that construction project, I could not do it justice. But you can go online and see some of the pictures of the things that we were able to accomplish in the transformation of that campus, including the rebranding of it, redoing the logos, adding in a mascot logo, some things like that. So that was kind of the work at Northwest. That and just the change of the demographic makeup over time, some changing of some attendance boundaries and things like that, and working with a more transient student population, that type of thing. So fast forward to the work at Allen, which was your question, is how is it different? I think there are differences, one, in some of my responsibilities. In Allen, I have 3 associate principals where I had only 1 over at Northwest. So a lot of what Race Hinkle does as our associate principal over operations, I was kind of responsible for over in Northwest. And so figuring out, and he's been very patient and kind with me on that, but figuring out my role and staying out of his business in that has been a big deal.
Yeah.
It's like, no, Race has that. Okay, all good. So yeah, 3 associates, Ray Sinkle, Matt Sipes, and Chris Coder is new to us. But those 3 guys handle a lot of the things that maybe I would have put my hands on over at Northwest. So that's a thing that is different. Just the vastness of the number of students is really cool, and what I came for. I really did. Every move I've made in my career has been so that I can help more kids, so that I can help a larger community. That's what I've wanted to do.
Okay, good. We've got her for a while. There's no
That's right. That's right.
There's nowhere else to go.
Nowhere else to go.
There's nowhere to go from here in terms of being a high school principal.
Right.
Which is the job that I love. I just love it. So if y'all want me around, I'll stay around. I love it here. But so that
We'll start giving you the thumbs up, thumbs down every week.
That's right. Absolutely. Have absolutely loved my time here. I loved it at Northwest as well. The people there were great. The school was great. The history was great. But I get that here as well. I was on the flagship campus in Northwest, and we were very proud of that. We were the original campus. Well, I come to Allen. We are and always have been the original campus. We're one school. I love the one school concept. I love the small town feel. The pep rallies just they just blow my mind. It's so much fun, and just the school spirit and the kids' willingness to rally around what it is to be an Allen Eagle, and the community's engagement in that is just huge. So that's been big, and I think probably one of the things that has impressed me most, other than the positivity of the staff in general, just a very, very positive, happy staff, which credit Matt Russell for that. He really took care of the teachers and made sure that they felt fed literally, and then fed, I think, spiritually as well. He took care of their souls, if you will, just very good to them. But the kids have been so friendly and so outgoing and so willing to interact. The student leadership at Allen High School is phenomenal. Kids willing to step up and take the lead on things, community engagement, school spirit. The student leadership is just phenomenal. And we'll go back to football for a minute, and how impressed I am with the kind of program that Lee and all of his staff are leading. I started doing this when I was at Northwest. After every football game, I stay behind and I fist bump every football player, or at least every football player that'll walk in my direction, right? I'm not going to go chase him down here. Fist bump me.
You're not like us. Yeah.
I'm not like that, but not like y'all. But everybody that'll come by, fist bump them. Good game. Proud of you. Enjoyed watching you play. That kind of thing. So I do that at Allen too, and the boys have been very receptive to that. They act like, and they don't have to do this. They don't have to come up to this, 50-some-odd old lady standing here offering them a fist bump. They don't have to do that, but they do.
We may have conditioned them a little bit.
I love it. That's great.
To not be afraid of old people.
So, old people. Yeah, I got you. I got you.
Not that I'm trying to imply anything.
Here's a hint: have some Gatorade. They'll come see you.
Hey, there you go, or a magnet. I think you get a magnet here, right? So
that's a big deal right now.
Yeah, but the kids are just super sweet, so it's been really cool.
Yeah, and I've seen that. I know we went to the opening pep rally.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just I don't know if you know, we were standing behind you when you were watching the band come down, which is one of the great traditions.
Oh my gosh!
Like I said, he was in the band. That was the Hall March. It'll give you chills.
I cried. I did. I had to fix my mascara.
You're just like stuff like that. Not every, and again, every high school has their own traditions and things they do, but there's a lot that goes on here that doesn't go on elsewhere. Yeah. And like you say, the volume of participation in so many different ways from the kids and the community is really cool. Because you moved here in 96 and
93.
Yeah, and I moved here in 92, and so we've been around a long time, and we've grown up with it, which is one of the reasons we do what we do, is because we love this community.
Yeah.
And it's been ingrained in us for all these years, and we've seen a lot of changes. And but it's interesting to hear your perspective from somebody who works there, because that's a whole different, compared to what we do, it's a whole different vision.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And so what are some of the, I don't want to call them struggles, but what are some of the challenges that you face with this school?
Because you don't want to keep it just completely status quo.
Yeah.
You've got some ideas and
Yeah.
visions
Oh yeah.
to get better. Yeah.
One of the most challenging things we're working through right now with the staff is the goal setting process. That is, things come so naturally to us at Allen High School that I don't know how intentional we've been about looking at, okay, here's where we've been, here's where we want to be, and let's track our progress as we go to this place we want to be. We've instead kind of been in this place of, we've arrived, we're the biggest high school in Texas, we do this, we win this, there are areas and pockets in our school where we can get better. There are things that no matter how good we are, let's go back to Jerry Best and we've been winning state for umpteen years, right? I'm sure there are things that he wants to do better.
Yeah.
I don't know what they are. I won't pretend to know what they are, but I'm sure he knows. And so getting in there and knowing and understanding, okay, yes, we do this well. Maybe we don't do this thing as well. What do we aspire to do? How do we start to envision what success looks like? And then what is a goal that we can set to measure that? I was watching your podcast with the basketball coaches. I think y'all did that last episode with them. And Coach Sip was talking about how they have, yes, your goal is to win each game, but within a game,
Isn't that awesome?
you've got goals that you're setting for yourself. I want this time of possession. Plano West, their goal coming in, their game plan for us yesterday was
Dominate on
time
offense,
of possession, right? We're going to hold on to that ball.
Away,
We don't want them to have that ball. So within that, you're looking at in school goal setting, what are the real actual goals that we want to set for ourselves, and how do we do that as a department? So how does the math department quantify what it is that they want to do, and then put it in words, and then chase that goal and report their progress to the rest of the staff? We call that the state of the school process. So that's a thing that we're jumping into kind of head first, honestly, at Allen High School. And it's making some people uncomfortable, but it's good work.
Well, and how does that kind of feed in? Because a lot of us have had, teachers' wives who are teachers and stuff. It's like, oh God, just one more thing that gets saddled on the teachers. One more thing that gets saddled on the teachers.
Right.
And then you have the old, we're teaching to the test. We're teaching to the test. Where is that in the evolution of what's going on in general and how you're approaching things?
Such a good question. Yeah. So, look at that.
Coach
Webb asked a smart question. Just saying. I look at the microphone like Coach Webb is the microphone.
He doesn't watch the podcast. You're out of luck.
I'm gonna cut
I'll find him later.
I'm gonna cut this clip and send it to him.
We need the signs to pop up.
We have a soundbite. I love it.
Anyway.
But it is. It's a great question. So, goal setting should never be one more thing, first of all. That should be a thing that we do inherently, right? If I want to fit into a different size of, we called them breeches in Leonard, a different size of pants, right?
Then breeches here.
Breeches, okay, breeches.
No, but
if
you
I
gotta
want,
say breeches.
Breeches. I want to fit in a different size of breeches. But there are certain goals I got to set for myself, right?
Sure.
Well, if I want my students to be successful in the classroom, I taught English. If I want my students to be successful writers, then there's some implementation goals that I've got to set with that, right? I want my kids writing every day. If I want them getting better at grammar, then, okay, I'm going to put this daily oral language, which is actually what I did back when I was a 7th grade English teacher. I'm going to put this daily oral language out here. 80% of the time, I want my kids catching all those errors that are in that daily oral language thing. So I have these benchmarks that I measure myself by. I think that during the era that STAR and EOC were really rearing their ugly heads there, and I do have some opinions on that, but we'll leave that for another day, because I could go all day.
Next week.
I could go all day on that. But I think that we made some of our state assessments the measure instead of a measure.
Yeah.
And we got used to that as educators and somebody else setting the goals for us. And so what I'm challenging our staff to do at Allen is set the goals that mean something to us. Set the goals that mean something to our kids. So we're looking at things like, and I've put this goal out there that seems so silly, but it's not. One of the goals is we want to win the Lone Star Cup. And so you have people that'll say, well, my discipline, whatever it is, doesn't lend to that. So you're saying I'm unimportant. No. This is a goal. Yeah. So those who contribute to winning the Lone Star Cup, you can set some goals that are related to that, and you can help us do that. Another one is 100% membership in PTSA. Okay, that's not an academic goal, right? That's a community support goal. But what are things that we can do as teams to write a goal that lends to that? Well, I can take my administrative team. I've got 11 people on my administrative team. All 11 of us are going to join the PTSA, and then that lends to that goal. So it's helping to say, okay, we've got these big picture goals as a district, and there are 3 of those. And then underneath those, we've got some campus goals, and then underneath those, we have performance objectives that we're setting as teams, and how do those lead to the greater whole?
And with teams, you mean like departments, the math department, the English department, and stuff like that?
Absolutely, or it could be even programs. The Talentettes, do the Talentettes have a goal that they want to set for themselves? The band program, so forth and so on.
And for those of you who don't understand, the Lone Star Cup is a UIL-based academic and sports award, which everything kind of fits together. And what was it? The Woodlands, Conroe, the Woodlands, is a huge school in that. South Lake is a huge school in that. They're winning it almost like every other year, switching back and forth. We've come close a couple years.
Yeah.
But it kind of takes a little bit of everything. One act play and also. So how is the phone restrictions that the legislature kind of imposed? How is that kind of evolved this year?
I think that's going to help us in every way that is wonderful, and it's kind of interesting. When that happened, it was great. Another thing that the legislature has imposed on us, and they've given us no plan and no direction and no guidance, and certainly no funding. Another topic for another day, but.
Two more.
Yeah, right? Good heavens! We could all get together and write a book on some stuff, but. As administrators, we were concerned about that. Well, what does the implementation look like? What's the parent support going to look like? How are the students going to respond to that? Are they just going to look at you and say, F you, you can't have my phone, that kind of thing? So, and that hasn't been the case. So as a district, we came up with a plan that was pretty comparable to other area districts. A lot of the superintendents got together, put their heads together,
communication
and said,
between districts. How are we going to do this?
Exactly, because we're all in that same boat, and communicate it out to the parents in advance, communicate it out into the students in advance. The biggest thing with students and getting students to comply with an expectation is they have to understand the why. Our kids must understand, why is this happening to us? Okay, well, 1, it's state law. What are we going to do? 2, the state is doing this because they think it will help you academically and help you socially and remove some of the distractions of the
why
school
are you
day.
here?
Yeah, exactly. You're here to learn, so let's try this. Let's see how this goes. What we found is that we take up very few phones during the day anymore because we don't have to, because they're putting them away. The whole drop zones thing in the classroom has worked out pretty well. The teachers are good about helping the students to access the materials that they need out of their backpacks, but then the kids put their backpacks in their drop zone, and it's out of sight, out of mind. What we're starting to see and hear from students is we're talking to each other more. We're having an easier time in class. We're not having to go to tutorials as much. I think it's going to be phenomenal, and I can't wait to do the first quarter data pull on student failure rates in the classes. I think we're going to see a phenomenal shift in a positive way. I think we're going to see a dramatic decrease in failure rate.
Let us know.
Okay, we'll
just
do.
Run by or call us or something and just let us, because that'd be something we'd love to share with people, because I think
you
that's
kind of develop and get that report.
Because I think
we'd be interested.
That is a very positive thing. Well, it's just like I told the guys this morning, Nolan usually sits there, and I was watching podcasts. I'm like, Nolan's spending half the time on his phone. I was like, we got to get him off the phone. And not to pick on Nolan, but that's the same thing that
But
you're
let's
going
pick on-
through with kids.
Yeah.
You know, and it just improves everything so much when you're not distracted.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I don't know what happened yesterday. I told these guys this story. I saw somebody hit somebody on a bicycle yesterday, and it was a teenager that was driving, and I don't know if she was on her phone or not. She was right in front of me. But the possibility very much exists.
For sure.
And you see it all the time.
Yeah.
I hope it doesn't happen,
Yeah.
but it does.
And so it's got to be, to me, there was no way that when that state law went into effect, it wasn't going to help academics.
Right.
There's,
Right.
To me, it's impossible that it couldn't, you know.
Agreed. Agreed.
Talking as kids who went through school
Sure,
without
a
no
phone.
smartphones.
Yeah.
It's not hard.
It isn't. It really isn't.
Here we go for my one semester as a substitute teacher back in 2015.
Oh,
yeah,
Probably
that's
the top
right.
challenge
Yes.
was
Yep.
getting kids off their phone and getting them to do the lesson plan that was
Yeah.
left.
Yeah.
And as a sub, they don't care.
No,
Yeah.
especially as a sub,
Yeah.
It makes it even
I
worse.
remember some times when, talking to my daughter, and it was like, oh, I got invited to this party. And she was like, I probably can't go, can I? And I was like, no, you cannot go to that party. And it's like, shh.
Yeah.
She was happy.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes kids want limits.
They do.
They
They
want
want the
boundaries.
boundaries. They do. It's
and
true.
It actually,
Whether
even if
they admit
don't-
it or not. So.
Yeah,
True.
that's the thing. Even if they don't think it's good for them, they'll look back and go, okay,
Yeah.
Probably
that
better.
made,
Yeah.
I saw my grades go up.
Absolutely.
Why did that happen?
Yeah.
Well, you're not
Yeah.
distracted. You're paying
So we're
attention.
very interested. We'd
Yeah.
love to see what happens.
I think you'll see an improvement in classroom performance grades. I think you will see an improvement in attendance, and I think we'll see a decrease in behavior
Yeah,
incidents, and that's going to be
disciplinary
really
referrals
exciting.
and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so what are some of the things that you've enjoyed most in your couple of months here now?
Oh goodness!
I know you loved the basketball last year. I know you weren't.
Oh,
yeah.
so
Wasn't
much
that fun?
fun! So much fun. Just
Yeah.
the sense of community. So, the basketball aside, because I do love basketball, and the football aside, I love all the sports. I really do. But just the sense of community, everybody coming together for a common purpose, and it's because they love Allen High School, they love our kids, they love our school district. It's really awesome. The support of district administration and our school board, oh my gosh, just what a wonderful organization. Just a blessing to get to work with people who are so committed. John Hawley just shows up on my campus. I just love it. He comes and helps us.
He is
greet
everywhere.
kids.
John's,
He is
John's a
everywhere.
spark plug, man.
Yeah.
He does, and then we've got Phil Schlitt on the Silver Eagles, who comes and helps us greet kids almost every day. That's a big thing for me. I want our teachers at the door greeting kids as they come in the classroom. There is so much research behind the benefit of greeting the students as they come in the door of the classroom. We also do that. We model that in the hallways and in the front of the building, front and back of the building, because buses come in the back.
Yeah.
We have greeters stationed there, student greeters, staff greeters. I'm on the front porch every day. That's just what we do. So I invited the Silver Eagles to come and do that. You guys can come and do that too, Balding Eagles. Y'all can
Well, I
come
don't
and
know
greet
about that,
students.
but yeah,
Come
we
on.
might give it a go.
It's early in the morning. It's fun. But
That'd be fun.
yeah, Mr. Phil comes out. He doesn't even have to arrange in advance. He just shows up and he'll come and fist bump kids, and it makes his day. It makes the kids' day.
Yeah.
The kids they were doing some sidewalk chalk drawings, and they put a circle on the sidewalk, and they said Phil's spot. They love Phil. It's
That's
so
awesome.
cool. And they all know Mr. Holly,
Yeah.
and so he comes and greets kids with us too. So it's just this big community of building this positive environment for kids. I only ever went into school administration, or really even school teaching, for the purpose of making school awesome for kids. Allen High School is already an awesome school, but what can I do to make it even more awesome? And so it's just been a joy to roll up my sleeves and be a part of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Nice.
I know you've got to run. You have
Yeah.
volleyball.
DBU, let's go.
Speaking of volleyball, yeah.
Yes.
Last night.
How about last night?
How about that?
That was
3
huge.
sets, baby.
Yeah, that
Oh
was
my
good.
goodness. Yeah.
So your daughter plays volleyball?
My daughter plays volleyball.
So give a little detail. Who were we playing last night? What
Let's see.
was
So
the
we were
significance?
playing Plano West.
Yeah.
Plano West had taken one off of us in 5 at home, and so they were first place and we were second place. And boy, Stephanie Poole and that team, they went in and they just took care of business over at Plano. It took them in 3. So that was really cool. Statement game there. And those girls are so young. If you look at that team, it's predominantly freshmen and sophomores. Now, we got some key seniors, obviously, as well, and juniors as well. But there are a lot of freshmen and sophomores on that floor, so they're going to be good
great
for
experience,
for years to come. So my daughter plays for DBU. She is now a DS. She came through high school, middle school. She was only ever an outside hitter, 5'8". She'd just get up in the air and pummel the ball. She should have been a softball pitcher. She's got an arm like nobody else and hand-eye coordination. But in college, that doesn't fly because there are people who are 6 foot that just have a higher touch than she does, and they're going to be the front row players. So she's now a defensive specialist. She didn't play much, but she's learning how to lead from the sideline, and that is such a powerful thing that she's getting to do. So every chance I get to go and support her, I do, because I want to cheer for her as she cheers for her team.
Proud mama.
So, absolutely. She played for Stephanie Poole.
Oh, did she?
She did. Back in her outside hitter days, she was an outside hitter for Stephanie Poole at Excel. So,
wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Fun stuff.
Well, we appreciate you coming.
I enjoyed
This
it.
has been great. You know, we'll be happy to. You can come. We tell people to come. If you want to come, just sit in every week. We're here. You know, we don't mind that a bit. You get bored on a Saturday morning, we're going to be here doing this.
Love it.
There's a knock at the door.
Yeah.
Who could that be?
That's right. That's right.
You just come on in.
I love it.
So again, we thank you. We appreciate your leadership for this school, and you know, again, you need anything from us, you know where to find us. We're not hard to find. So.
I appreciate you guys. Y'all are such a neat presence on our campus, and so I appreciate your support for our kids.
You bet.
Yeah.
So that's it, folks. Next week, 7 o'clock at Prosper. Huge game. Show up. Be loud. Let's do it.
Yep.
Let's get the district behind us, and then we'll worry about playoffs after that. So for everybody here.
Nice. Hambrick! It's a blitz. It's a blitz.